Okay, so there are so many ways to set yourself apart in an organization, right? We've got the perks, the benefits you offer, coaching your interview team to share the passion about your company's vision and culture. But the most important thing here is that you show up authentically in the process. So like Paolo was, and in the Q&A session, we were mentioning the honesty portion, um, it's easy for us, as Natalia put it once when we were discussing, to sell yourself as Disney. And that's kind of our jobs, right? When that's just not where you are, right? And I promise that there are unique things about every one of your organization, and there are perfect matches of candidates that are looking for that type of atmosphere. And it's great to want to be better to attract top talent, but do the work before you advertise yourself as something you're not. The first 90 days are the most critical to retain your new employee. And if your company doesn't live up to what's discussed in the interview process, that trust will have been broken. Those first 90 days are super critical, and people will, see if you're walking the walk or just talking the talk. So please, in your HR strategy plan, consider what your dream, like what we offer section on the job posting would look like, and work towards it. But don't put the cart before the horse, right? So have that be the goal. And I promise you that by presenting yourself authentically, you're going to do a better job of attracting candidates that will stay. A lot of times in the interview process at AvantPage, I'll say, this is a new role. We're not 100% sure what we're doing with it. We're going to need your feedback. We're going to need you to work with us here. It's messy. Maybe we don't have the policies in place that we need to. And I would rather find somebody, for example, that is okay with that atmosphere, that's okay building those things together, than saying, yeah, we've got it all figured out. This is going to be great, and then having somebody be severely disappointed coming in, right? So, okay. So keeping your company's culture strong is, to me, equal parts authenticity and curating who you let in the door. So Natalia asked me why I chose the word curate, and it's because every person could have value based on their potential. Not everyone has the combination of what it is that you truly need, right? How many of you include a must-haves and nice-to-haves list on your job posting similar to the ones on the screen? One of the most powerful exercises we have ever done is to move away from your traditional must-haves and the role level, and to really drill down to what you absolutely must have to be a successful AvantPager for us. So we looked at the people in our company that are cultural carriers, meaning that they ooze our values. What was unique in them that we saw at the interview process? So maybe it's a spark of energy. Maybe you could recall the interview that you had with somebody that is really just living your mission, vision, values, and there was something that you could identify early on. Who are your highest performers? What did they show us in their early days? So what in their 30, 60, 90 days was unique in the people that are still high performers today? Was it passion for their role? Do they genuinely enjoy the learning process? So those are two different things, right? Do you want to find somebody passionate about what it is that they're doing? Do you want to find people that are growth mindset, Could we tell they were hard workers because of their glowing resumes? And probably the most insightful is, what do we know for sure does not work? This is a great exercise. So who has left the company over the past few years, and could we see a commonality that if we saw it next time, we could avoid? We just did this internally, and we realized that almost everyone that had a very low energy interview wound up leaving us because they realized that this wasn't the company or the role for them. And like Paula was saying, this has changed. We used to be able to hire really young green employees and work with them to kind of get them into the right position. And we don't have that luxury anymore, right? We need people that are really eager and ready to go right now. And it's not because we don't want to eventually bring on more green people and create a pipeline and give people opportunities. Of course we do. It's just not where we are realistically right now. So we don't want to sell to Disney. So now one of our non-negotiables is that we must recruit the candidate, or when we recruit, the candidate must give us more energy than they take in the interview. And that's something that I can train all of the people on the recruitment process to look out for, right? Because we know that higher energy people work best with where we are realistically today.